as one of the best champions. And first and foremost, I want to say thank you to Tito Ortiz for what he's done in the past. Paving the way for young guys like me to want to aspire to be like, or not, I won't say be like, but Ty's record. Tito's a great guy, and I respect him a lot. So hats off to Tito Ortiz for being such a great champion for me to follow.
And then last question, I just wanted to ask you about the beginning of the fight. Chael kind of stormed in, seemed like, he said he was going to make it a fight, and he did right away. Catch you off guard at all, and did it take you a while to catch your bearing the way he went at you?
No, not at all. I wanted to make it a point to meet him in the middle of the octagon and respect right away. Chael has this thing where he gets people dreaming and having nightmares about that double leg dive. What I have to do is just become comfortable with the fact that I could possibly be taken down. Once I got over that, I allowed myself to be free and play the game the way I needed to play the game. So I felt like I came up here and I was strong and courageous, and I was the wrestler. I was the dominant one.
I'm definitely not. What am I going to do? I'm terrible. I lost to two guys, one much younger. What are you going to do? Put me with Vanderlei Silva? I don't know who else I'm supposed to beat around here. It's tough. Look, I've had a lot of fights and they haven't all gone my way, but I've only been beat up twice, and that was number 2. Andy beat me at my own game, and it's frustrating, it's tough, and that's it.
Were you surprised that he beat you at your own game? Were you surprised that he went that direction so quickly in the fight?
Yeah, I was. I'd have to watch the replay. I mean, he was in on my leg, but before I knew it. I don't know how he set it up, if he threw a punch I don't know what happened. He was just in on my leg. I've been in that spot my whole life, and I haven't fallen down like that. I got up and he did it again. I got up and he did it again. I don't think I've been taken down 3 times in my career. Took me down 3 times in 1 round. And yeah, it was tough. I wanted more. I wanted to feel more of him. I was impressed with him from the start. And I wanted more. And that's what happens with anybody. Anytime a fight gets stopped, you just wish you had a few more moments.
It was obviously a very disappointing end to the fight. I was trying to finish the fight. I was obviously, I felt I was well in control. It's just one of those things, I was landing big shots. I was reading all his movements. I could read him very well. It was unfortunate. I think he caught me earlier on with the thumb. Actually, I had a little cut here, but as Dana said before, it's unfortunate. It really is. But listen, I don't think it took away from the fight. I don't think it affected the fight. I was clearly winning. Leading into the fight, obviously there was a lot of talk. I have respect for Alan Belcher. He's been around a long time. He's a very good opponent. I'm just going to do what I've got to do to prepare mentally and try and put doubt in his mind, and that's all it was. I've got nothing against him, nothing but respect for him. But I was happy with my performance, but I would have liked to have finished this.
Shockingly good. I kind of, with all the talk in the media, they're like, oh, God, jitters. I had like 6 interviews in a row talking about it. And I was like, oh man, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I am going to get it. But I think that having competed for so long, like once I started my warm-up, I was good to go. I was ready to fight. I'm like, okay, you guys, hurry up and finish so I can get out there.
Now, competing on the grand scale, that's the Olympics, is there anything that could be more nerve-wracking than maybe a gold medal match in the Olympic Games?
I don't think so. I think that simply because it's every 4 years, and especially with something like the Olympics, with 4 years in between, it could be your only shot. So really, like, you can mess up and not do as well at Worlds or Nationals, and you kind of have chances to come back the next year. But with the Olympics, I think that really, when you're in there, you feel like this is the only time I'm ever going to be able to do this, and I better do it right, and that's a tremendous amount of pressure.
Just, it is a little stressful, but I was able to work through it.
You felt good about your performance in light of everything that happened, and how did you feel about the actual fight, how it played out after all the trash talk?
I was happy. I was happy. It was a good fight. Still some things I wanted to do, and still some things I wanted to go back and fix after I watched it. But I was happy.
I've demonstrated that I can knock people out, and fans love it. But it's Dana who really makes the choice of who gets the next title shot. but I'm definitely watching UFC 160 in Las Vegas to see who wins, see if I can get the next crack at him.
And me and Joe never talk about fights tonight of the fight, but we talked tonight. And we'd like Roy Nelson versus Cormier, or Roy Nelson if Mark Hunt wins, Roy and Mark.
So that was just what I was going to ask you. You always tell us you're not going to make fights tonight, then.
Tonight we did.
Well, I think that's my kind of fight. I mean, I'm a grinder. That's how I fight all my fights. So, I mean, I thought I fought my fight, and I don't think anyone at 155 can outgrind me. I'm too big. I'm a lot bigger than most of those guys, and I knew that would make the difference. I'd wear them down and catch them in the end, and that's what I kept saying to people, but nobody really believed me. So, I mean, it's kind of like my whole
We had a union representative in the fighter meeting, and chiseled me up to 65. Brian Caraway. Yeah. He said, I fought on the last card, it was 65, this one's 50. You know, I said, what are we're fucking negotiating now? And all the fighters were like, yeah, that one was 65. And he just kept talking. You know, and he's like, I had to cut a lot of weight for this fight. And, you know, these guys, I said, what are you, a fucking union representative? And, you know, it was funny. We had a good time in the locker room, and I made it 65. You were going back down to 50. There's no more negotiating.
I know you're tremendously fond of getting into specific numbers.
Right.
Like, did this meet your expectations versus what training one and what it is right now?
This thing exceeded our expectations. Yeah.
What do you, a lot of people say, well, it's something to really promote it, you know, there's missing opportunities like that.
It's being promoted. I mean, if you, Harvey Levin from TMZ called me the other day, and he said, let me tell you what, man, the promotion for this fight has been unbelievable. He says, I can't get away from this fight. If I turn on the TV, it's on SportsCenter. I turn on this, it's on here. I mean, I can't get away from this fight. You guys have done a fantastic job of promoting this fight. When they say the promotion hasn't been, Jon Jones was fed up with this fight. He was tired of Chael Sonnen. And like I said, there's no stamp on how to promote a fight. It is what it is. Jon Jones doesn't have to say anything. And you know they're going to fight on Saturday night. You know Jon Jones is going to come out and try to finish it.